Hey there humans, Bob here. It's been a while since I made my last video, but with the Suicide Squad dropping in less than a week, I wanted to jump in and share with you everything you might have missed before Jan 30th. So, let's start with the basics. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League is a third-person looter shooter by Rocksteady Games set in the metropolis of the Arkhamverse that picks up the story 5 years after the events of Batman Arkham Knight. Based on what we've already seen in the Alpha and the Insider episodes, you can absolutely expect to see a lot of familiar story elements crop up. Rocksteady, however, has done a great job of explaining things like how Batman is still alive, why Poison Ivy is a tween, and why everyone thought Deadshot was white. The story itself is unsurprisingly set around the first 4 members of the squad, Harley Quinn, Deadshot, Captain Boomerang, and King Shark, and their mission of, well, killing the Justice League, since Brainiac has invaded Metropolis and taken control of the population and its heroes. We're already confirmed as going up against the Flash, Green Lantern, Batman, and Superman. How we exactly plan to take them down, however, is a whole different issue, one that I'm personally very much looking forward to solving, especially taking down the big blue Boy Scout. And whilst I'm not planning on delving too heavily into the story in this video, it's worth mentioning that we're not only going to be seeing the squad and the League here, we'll be seeing a plethora of DC characters, both familiar and unfamiliar, that will also be recruited by Amanda Waller to support her organization Argus, and by extension, the squad. Characters like the Penguin, Ivy, Gizmo, and more will support the team from the refitted Hall of Justice that serves as your base of operations, acting as vendors for various functions like weapons, gear, and effects, whilst others like Lex Luthor, Lois Lane, and Wonder Woman will operate in the city of Metropolis, each with their own agendas and methods of enacting them as they all race to either save or kill the Justice League. There's been a ton of discourse online whether the squad will or if they are even capable of completing their mission. But one thing I will say is that if you're playing through the story, don't be surprised if they do in fact take them down. I mean, it's literally in the title. Onto the gameplay now, and for those who haven't experienced the alpha and haven't seen too much of the gameplay shared by the devs, you may recognize some of the DNA in this game from the Arkham series, especially when it comes to the verticality of the open world. But now more than ever, combat and traversal go hand in hand, and with a level of chaos in pretty much every single encounter that you'll come across in the game, you'll need to stay on the move and on the attack to steer clear of enemy attacks, as well as using them to replenish your shields. You can do that by using shield harvesting attacks, which need to be set up by shooting enemies in the legs and then getting in close. Other enemies will require you to get in close to break shields, others require the use of counters, but all of them will be out to get you at the first given opportunity. So mastering the unique traversal and combat of each character is an absolute must. A big part of the mastery will sit in how you tailor your chosen squad member, which you can switch between missions when playing multiplayer or whenever you feel like it when playing solo. Each character has 3 separate skill trees that either help you lean into a defined specific playstyle if you're a more casual player, or really get into the nitty-gritty of all of it if you're a build crafting nut like me. On top of these skill trees, which scale up to 30 per character, there exists another leveling system called squad skills. This system essentially provides you with an infinite level up skill tree, much like the Paragon system found in Diablo, where you can keep leveling up and adding bonuses to your characters, giving you near limitless replayability. We've still not seen a lot on this system, but for those who are looking to be in it for the long haul, this is definitely for you. The skill tree itself lends itself to stacking bonuses that you activate by completing in-combat functions like multiple specific attacks, headshots in succession, or even just achieving combo milestones. Your goal, if you want to get to the top of the in-game leaderboard so you can taunt your teammates and friends, should be to get your combos as high as possible, as quickly as possible. And to do that, you're going to need to tweak your build to get the best out of the way you play. This is going to be a key focus for the content that I output on this channel, so if you want to see builds and guides around this sort of stuff, make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Skills and general mastery of the game isn't where this ends though. If you want to tangle with the best Task Force X has to offer, then you're going to need gear. The great news is Rocksteady seem to have learned from a lot of the issues that have plagued other live service looters, and have completely done away with gear score, leaving the whole big number equal good methodology behind and focused on making you synergize the gear that you acquire through the story and through endgame missions like incursions into Elseworlds. Getting certain levels of gear will not only provide you with bonuses from the specific piece of gear, but set pieces will also apply additional buffs. In addition to that, you can even combine certain villain-themed gear to gain extremely powerful villain synergies that can turn your character from a 2-bit villain into a blistering whirlwind of death. sound a little bit too excited about that, didn't I? Throughout the game, you'll be able to tweak your gear to your preferred playstyle, using the vendors found at your base to really get the most out of them and really hit some insane damage numbers. The team have already mentioned that they want you to feel powerful, and all these tools seem like they're going to be able to do just that, if you spend the time learning how to make them work for you, that is. Once the main story comes to an end, you'll be able to grind your way to the best gear in the game through various activities via Elseworlds, which are essentially multiverses where Brainiac has warped these alternate realities to provide you with tougher challenges as you increase the mastery level, which in turn give you better gear to be able to take down the highest tiers of challenges. The good news is, not only do you decide how hard these challenges are via the mastery level system associated to the activity, but for the hardcore players out there, these levels go up to at least 50 and potentially even higher, as confirmed by a Rocksteady dev on Twitter. As well as endgame activities, there are ritual activities for you to complete and get more rewards, and you can even earn gear and resources whilst AFK by using the new social squad feature that lets other players use the characters that you've built as their bots. And when you jump back online, you'll be rewarded for it. Honestly, there is so much already in the game in terms of features, narrative, and even content right out the gate, including the recently announced DLC including the 5th playable character with an Elseworld Joker pulled from the multiverse. You know, since our one kind of died. This DLC is already set to drop in March, just a month after the game's global release, with new bosses, enemies, gear, weapons, areas, activities, story, and more. And as if that wasn't enough, that's just Season 1, as Rocksteady have also released a full 2024 roadmap teasing Seasons 2 through 4, all coming for free this year. It really does seem like Rocksteady are coming out swinging here, and we've still not even seen everything to come in the base game, including a proper look at the boss fights. And honestly, I've probably still missed some of the things that they have revealed. There's just so much here from day one. So, despite some negative press and general disdain in the gaming community around live service titles, I think we might have something really special on our hands here. And if you agree, make sure to hit like, subscribe, and as always, stay safe, stay awesome, and I'll see you all soon. Bye-bye.